The just released ABC News poll giving us an intriguing window into how Americans view the presidency of Donald J. Trump as he approaches the end of his first 100 days. 42% of Americans say they approve of the job the president is doing. That is lower than any other recent president, who on average had a 69% approval rating at the 100-day mark.
That said, there is very little buyer's remorse amongst Americans who voted for Trump. Look at this, 96% of them say that they would vote for him again today.
Fascinating. The poll examines America's attitudes about all sorts of issues. Only 34% approve of the president giving his daughter and son-in-law major positions.
But 54% say it's not a conflict for the president to spend substantial time at commercial properties that he owns, such as Mar-a-Lago in Florida.
This weekend, however, the president is in Washington, and that is where we find ABC's David Wright, who has more. David, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. You know, that first 100-day mark is generally considered the honeymoon period for any new administration. It's a president's best chance to build on the momentum from a campaign victory. But this new ABC News Washington Post poll finds that for Trump, there is no honeymoon. President Trump paid his first visit to Walter Reed Medical Center this weekend, pinning a Purple Heart on a wounded soldier. At this point in his presidency, Trump has the lowest approval rating of any modern president, lower even than Gerald Ford right after Watergate. And yet, 96% of Trump's voters say they have no regrets. Trump gets high marks for pressuring American companies to keep jobs here in the U.S.
For too long, we've watched as our factories have been closed and our jobs have been sent to other faraway lands.
Nearly 3 out of 4 voters, including many liberals who are otherwise critical of Trump, like that message, America First.
We're going to defend our workers, protect our jobs, and finally put America first.
There are foreign policy bright spots, too.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched.
51% support his missile strikes against Syria, and nearly half say he's handling the situation with North Korea about right. And 50% disapprove of major changes he's proposed in federal spending. Thousands of those critics took to the streets for Earth Day Saturday, taking part in the March for Science, coast to coast.
What do we want? Science! When do we want it? Now!
Trump, who just 3 years ago was dismissive of so-called Earth Day, fired back, insisting his administration is committed to keeping our air and water clean, to preserve our forests, lakes, and open spaces. Well, across the board, Trump's ratings lag behind those of President Obama after his first 100 days. But the poll is not good news for the Democrats either. It finds that 2 out of 3 voters, 67%, say that the party is out of touch with the concerns of most Americans. Dan, Paula?
That's a really important point, David. No big winner in this poll for sure.